Daddy said I can't listen to you because you all put fish fingers up your bum.
What was that? What?
I've got tears coming down my face.
Hannah, please, for the love of God, hold it in next time. Please, darling. I mean, we are recording.
Oh my god, my eyes. Watering so much.
Oh,
Apologies.
Welcome to Hotspur Way, Season 1, Episode 38, and we apologise on behalf of Hannah.
Oh, piss off, that wasn't me.
Paddy sent in a question, and he said
Started with a bang.
He said it's from Hannah, so I read that wrong, so it's for you. I'll read it out, and then we'll give some context after you've answered it. Hannah, would you rather be on an aeroplane between Tanzania, and then in brackets it says, I still don't know who that is, because I don't have Twitter in it, and one of her cult followers, whatever that means, close parenthesis, or sat next to a screaming infant for 8 hours?
For fuck's sake. Sorry, I'm still recovering. I'd say the infant is probably more reasonable.
It is
measured.
Right?
Yeah.
At least the infant will listen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the infant won't go and tell its other toddler mates, oh look, I've been called a cunt by these guys, and I just don't know what to do with myself. And then all the other infants like group round, give a little hug, and give them a packet of raisins. And yeah, you won't get any of that with an infant. You know.
That's grooming, James.
Oh.
Just so you know.
You just outed yourself.
Am I nodding off again?
You just outed yourself to the 10 people that listen to this.
So in other news, I did tell you guys this. A few episodes back, I can't remember which one it was, but I screamed out when we scored and that Russian girl spilled her tea all over her. Yeah. So she was in the pub, and yesterday I was having a shisha, and she walked in, and I got Nikos to get her a tea. I asked him which tea does she like. He immediately knew because he fancies her. And he got her a tea, and then we started chatting. Her name's Tatiana. So there's that. And that's all I have to say about that conversation. She is very young. She's old enough. I will
James.
say that. What? What am I saying? You farted at the beginning of the show. Look, that's worse.
I wish I did.
That's worse.
In protest.
So we've established that we'd rather sit next to an infant, all of us that is, rather than sit next to Tanzania and one.
But the best thing is, if you call an infant a cunt, they don't know any different.
No. I mean, just a few years prior, they came out of a cunt, so it's not really an issue, is it really?
Exactly.
Right, so this pod is going to be a bit of a philosophical one. And what do I mean by that? We lost against Fulham, and we didn't just lose. I think we got bad. I think I'm right in saying it's probably the worst performance of the season. I felt that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, worse than Wolves, worse than Brighton. Remember Brighton? Everyone seems to forget that one. That's because we sort of came back at the end, right? We sort of showed something at the end. Mm-hmm. But context, we had loads of players injured. Against Wolves, I think it was directly after Chelsea, right? So we had loads of players injured there as well. But this one, we had one player injured. And it was the kind of game where you just go, I'm sick and tired of this. Like, there's no fight, there's no nothing from them. It was like every player had the touch of Richarlison. It was like they couldn't pass the ball. They didn't know what to do. It was like they were clueless. And we've got to say it. Let's be honest. Our manager, who we absolutely adore and we love, and I'm pretty sure that most of the employees, including the footballers at Hotspur Way, not our pod, love him too. he got outdone, didn't he? Don't you think? By the Fulham manager, whose name escapes me right now. Anyone?
Marco Silva.
That's the one.
He's so fit, man. Ugh.
What, Marco
Yeah.
Silva?
Yeah.
He looks like Adam Rickman.
So I actually know it. I know Adam Rickman, and he might be on the pod. He promised
Man versus Food.
Yeah.
No way.
He's a massive Spurs fan. You know that, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I knew that.
So we were speaking, and this was like 6-7 months ago, and he said he listened, and yeah, he would love to be on. And then
Oh my fucking god.
I completely forgot about him.
I was fanboy over him so much.
Oh, so
Yeah, he's
good
great.
eye.
I mean, some of the shows that he did, especially the one with I don't know if you saw it, the one where he had the hottest hot wings in the world, where he was literally kicking everything.
Is that the one where he went and stood inside the freezer after one bite or something?
Yeah. And like I've had hot wings. I don't know if they were that hot, but yeah, it's like a wave. Oh, we've gone completely off topic, but it was like a wave of Fulham players coming at you, and you not knowing what to do, basically, right? So I'm putting it back on track. Guys, what did you think? We'll talk about how to get over it in a minute, but what did you think when you were watching that game? Hannah, I won't ask you this question because
I was on a train.
You were on a train, and you would, I think I bonked it.
I wasn't in the
bonked
train.
Sorry, that's what you did. You bonked it. I bonked it by saying that Son had scored a worldie when you said you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Sonny, like the rest of them, was useless. They all admitted it. Well, not all. He did. He said that all of them just realised that they weren't on. Josh, what did you feel, mate?
I can't lie. I only watched up until the second goal, and then I gave in. But it was terrible. Like everyone's, our fan base is like they won't call out the whole squad. They'll just pick on the new guys and the ones they don't like. So it was only two people's fault, really. It was Brennan Johnson's and Dragusin's fault. But I just thought it was crap from no one was good. Like, there wasn't a single player that could... Romero, maybe. I mean, he put in a shift. But everyone else was just dog ass. I mean, like I said, I only saw up to the second goal, but everyone was blaming Dragusin on that, but I blame Udogie. Like, the way he just let the winger just go past him as if he wasn't there was terrible. It was unforgivable what Udogie did. It was ridiculously bad. But yeah, I don't. But we were talking about it before we started recording, weren't we? When basically, do our fans expect just to go through every season unbeaten? Because as soon as we get a loss, that's it. Everyone loses their fucking mind. Like, obviously, we get half-time head loss every time. We're not winning anyway. It doesn't matter how we're playing, who we're playing. But every time we lose a game, you see that video of Conte pop up on the timeline constantly when he kicks off at Daniel Levy, etc. And then it was no different, obviously, when we lost to Fulham. It was exactly the same when we lost to Wolves. The same shit pops up over again. We need to have a question. We need to have a conversation about Ange. Why? It's his first season. He hasn't had a full season yet. Arsenal were worse than us on their first 1 or 2 seasons in Arteta. And look at them now because they're stuck with him.
Let's talk about
exactly.
that. 8th, 5th. And they bottled the 5th, if you remember. They
that was when we beat them 3-0, wasn't it? That one?
Absolutely tonked them. Right? And then throughout that period, they had, I'm guessing, was it either 400 or 500 million pounds? That's £500 million worth of investment.
But that's because they back the manager. Yeah. Like, all we have to do is do exactly the same. Just back the manager, trust into the way he wants to play. We've seen it works. Just because it doesn't work against a team that specifically set up to play against it. Like, obviously, when we played Palace, it was fine because we just tonked them easily. Villa as well, they didn't set up particularly well to play against it. But Fulham, they literally started with Adama Traore. They never do that. But we know why they did. Because he's fucking rapid. And obviously we leave so much space in behind. But yeah, I mean, like you were just saying, when Arsenal first started with Arteta, we were all loving it because they were crap. But like you said, they finished 8th and 8th. We're 5th. Like, we are doing better than what they were at the same stage in Arteta's beginning of his reign, whatever you want to call it. So we're fine. In my opinion, we're absolutely fine. Obviously, we're going to lose games. It's only happened once one team hasn't lost a single game in the season. And everyone just loses their mind when we lose a game. Like, they expect us to go unbeaten. I do not understand it.
Yeah, so I've got a question for you. Maybe both of you can answer this if you don't know the answer.
Todge is here too.
I know he is. He's been muted for ages. And do you remember what happened to Manchester City in the, I believe, either 2015-2016 season? I think it was 2016-2017.
Pep's first season.
Pep's first season, yeah. Actually,
That was shit.
Right, so do you remember...
Wasn't that Pep's first season about a trophy or something?
It was his first...
16-17.
16-17. Right, let me just increase your volume, Todge, because it sounds like you don't know where you are. Right, you've muted himself again, which is great for you trying to answer this question. Would you all say that Pep is the greatest manager in modern footballing history? Would you all agree with that? Seeing as Hannah has muted herself and so has Todge, Joss, over to you.
What
Sorry,
did you say?
I'm coughing.
Right.
Yeah.
Hannah is ill, hence why she was fighting at the beginning. We apologise once more profusely. So, would you say that Pep is the greatest manager to have graced the game in recent history?
It's such a hard one because he's always had the best team in each league.
Does it matter? How many managers have had untold funds and have not been able to do it?
Well,
I'm not talking about just the trophies. Look at the way they play. Look at what they do.
What I would say with
talking about
Pep is
the
he's
complete package.
changed the sport in that because since he started playing out from the back, everyone's decided they want to fucking do it and decided it's the only way to do it. Because he's changed the way everyone plays. Everyone wants a goalkeeper that can play with the ball now. It's not about keeping the ball out in there. It's about how you can pass the ball to your centre back. But
I'll rephrase the question. Do you think he's in the top 3 of the greatest modern day man?
100%.
Okay. And I remember I was at his first game. I was actually at Eastlands for that game. Who the fuck did they play? Was it Everton? I believe they played Everton. I think they won 2-1. I've spoken about this on this pod. I was right behind the goal. Joe Hart came out. He was basically, the training before the game, and then off he went down the tunnel. And then they had another goalkeeper come in. I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Bravo. I don't think he'd signed by then. And it was so weird to see how they were set up. The players didn't get it. No one got it. And this was the great Pep, because he was great at that point. Right? Let's not beat around the bush about this. He was a fantastic manager at that point in his career. And this was, 3/4 of a decade ago, right? And they took an entire season to sort of get used to the way he wanted them to play. And they had an amazing team at that point. An amazing team. Far better than ours, if you put it into perspective. Far better than ours. And he scraped into the Champions League. I remember that season where we beat them as well. We beat them 2-0 at our place. I can't remember what it was away. And no, we beat them 2-1, I think. Didn't we? Ericsson scored the last minute goal, if I'm not mistaken.
That was their place, wasn't it? That was Valentine's Day.
That was on their. That was at their gaff, and then at ours we beat him 2-0, and he was like really upset. And what is it that we want as a fan base? So, do we want, as you said, like invincibles? Is that what we want? Do we believe that we warrant that? Do we believe that the world ends when we lose? We had a really bad day at the office, and it was like everyone, including the coaching staff, had a bad day at the office. So, Hannah, over to you. How do you deal with losses like that? Let's just say you had watched it. How would you have dealt with it?
I tend to get over these things pretty quickly, to be honest.
Why? Why? What triggers that?
Perspective. Like, it's sport, isn't it? You win some, you lose some. That's just how I see it. And to be honest, from everything, I know I didn't watch it, all right, shoot me, but from the things that I was reading, Fulham just played really fucking well. So yeah, you just, I don't know, probably be told I've got a loser mentality, but you can't win everything all the time. So yeah, I'm just not really, don't know, it doesn't affect my day-to-day life.
Look, for me, it affected me on the day, and then before I left the pub, I just thought, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
And just, if I'm not going to allow this to ruin my weekend. I'm just not. I'm not going to go on Twitter. So there's so much, like, if we wanted to, I think we could have had a lot more followers, right? I think we could have pandered to the hate crowd, of which it seems to be 95% of Spurs Twitter. And we could have done that, and we could have, a lot of people, fuck yeah, you're saying what we believe, and the thing is, it's not us, and I don't think it should be really anyone.
No.
Do you know what
I mean, I will be honest, I did go out after and get absolutely shit-faced, which did help.
That's most nights of the week, so we don't really need to cover that too much. Josh,
I do.
Josh, what about, you can't say anything after that like stuff earlier. Josh,
Fuck off.
What about you, mate? How do you deal with it?
Well, me and Hannah said it after the Wolves game. Like, the last 18 months of Pochettino, Conte and Mourinho, they've sort of numbed the pain to this, haven't they? Like, just...
Well, can I take you back to... well, I started supporting Spurs in the early 90s. So, I mean...
you're one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
I remember us in the 90s.
Yeah.
One of them dads.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen it all, and I don't know, I can't rise to it.
It doesn't ruin my day. Like, I just watch us lose, but oh well. Then I'll get a load of text messages off, obviously, all the Arsenal fans at work. I just think, I literally don't care. Like,
like
my
after that
day has
Wolves
not
game,
changed.
We were so over it, weren't we? We literally walked down the steps.
Literally, by the time we got to is it Brew House on the other side of the road? We were just like, we're fine.
Pub to the pub.
Yeah, literally. It doesn't affect me now. Like, don't get me wrong, it used to like ruin my day, especially if you were the 12:30 on the Saturday and you lost. You just can't enjoy the rest of the games that weekend. But now, if we lose at 12:30, I just don't care. There's so much more going on in my life that it's not determined by a football result anymore. I think that's what having children does to you.
Well, yeah, it does. I think some people do just need to gain a bit of perspective.
It's the head loss, isn't it? You see people like reacting to it and you think, what is wrong with you? Like,
who can look the most unhinged?
Literally.
Like, it's just like a competition.
Well, let's be honest. Out of Spurs Twitter, the ones who were like banging on about how terrible life was and how shit we were and Ange out and all of that. If we were to look at the demographics, and I wish we had this info, I really do. Elon, if you allow us to like get some stats from various hashtags, I would pay for that. You know what I mean?
Elon.
No, but
after what he did to me.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't tell people to die then, should you? I mean, you shouldn't. So I would love to know the percentage of how many were under the age of 17. I believe that it was a lot. How many of those are bots who are programmed to do what they do? And I think the number would be quite high. How many of those are sort of level-headed humans who maybe just get a bit pissed off at the beginning, say one thing and then move on? I think a minority.
Yeah, but level-headed, measured responses to things, they don't get likes, they don't get traction, they don't get views. It's the head loss that, the controversy, the anger, that's what brings people in, because that's just the world we live in now. Sad, but...
It's the world we've always lived in, I think, as humans. I think that's what
it's so prevalent on there.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Oh, of course it is. And Elon loves that. You know,
yeah.
He loves... He's built the platform and he's heading that way, which is fine. That's fine. I mean, you can still find some good things on there. But it is what it is. And that comes to the bot accounts, which I mentioned earlier. So if you don't know how bot accounts work, I'm sort of in the industry, so I can tell you. You find a good developer, and what this developer does, he accesses the Twitter API. An API is a way of communicating to Twitter. And what you do is this bot uses AI generative text, and it starts producing some Spurs content, or it aggregates. It does Ricky Sachs style things. He's a mate, so yeah, sorry Ricky, but they copy various bits of news and they start to build up a following. These are not real people. Please bear in mind, this is one person or a group of people behind this.
There's one in particular.
Do you want to name and shame? Do you have that information?
Invert the Wing? What are we saying, boys? I think he's definitely a bot.
He's not.
I never actually listen, read anything he says.
It's got to be AI.
He's not. No, he's
Do you reckon
not.
it's someone like?
No, I've spoken
AI.
to him. I've spoken to him. He's not a bot.
No.
I promise you, it's not a bot.
Yeah, but he can still stick all his stuff into ChatGPT, can't he?
Oh, of course he does. He does.
Yeah.
He does. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure he does. It's probably prevents him from being on the pod. He probably won't want to be on after what I'm about to say. But the way you can tell if someone's using generative AI content creation systems or tools is when you take a look at their actual website, and then you can see from there that, oh, this has definitely been written by ChatGPT, who I call Bob. So Bob has definitely written that, and then it's quite different. The tone changes now depending on what AI tool that you use. For instance, Blaze.ai is fantastic, and it can change your tone. Thanks for the ankle snap, Josh. And so what they're doing is they are building up a following. Why? Because now they're paid for the amount of views they get, even though it's minuscule. But if you have 1,000 or 10,000 accounts, and there are what we call tweet farms out there, or Twitter farms out there, which is what these guys are doing, and they have 10 of these different bots for every single football team that's in the top 6 of their league, of every league in the world. Imagine how much money they're making a month. Okay, and so what they're doing is they're then playing on the hate side of things, and they're retweeting a lot of different things that come in, just using an API, and the algorithm then starts to work for them instead of against them. This is where Elon has changed Twitter. That's why a lot of people don't like it. And so this is how and why they're doing what they're doing, because at the end of the day, it's to make money. I'm sure there are people out there who just really get pissed off, want to kill someone after we lose. Yeah, fair enough. But you know what? These are normally people down the pub who have wanted to escape from their everyday life. They're not going to go on Twitter and write 1,000 tweets. That's when you know that a bot is in play here. So ignore those Twitter accounts. That's all I'm going to say about that.
What about Todge? What about your head loss?
What about my head loss? I'm fairly rational now. Honestly, me back in the Joe's area, oh my god, I was one of those absolute little virgin cunts. Like, it used to ruin my day. Like, it was so bad. Looking back on it, like, oh, I mean, it's good. Storm off.
It's good to see that now you're just a cunt.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he's definitely a virgin.
They're two separate things now, not one. But yeah, like, yeah, she said, like, if I turn the TV off mid-game, even though they're like guests round, like, oh, it was horrendous. They used to proper get to me. But now, I don't know, you just kind of got to laugh at it, don't you? Like, what else can you do? You'll have like the people. I don't know if I should name them.
But that's what we do here.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
let's go for it. Like a World of Hotspur. I hope everything's okay at home if you're listening to
It's
this.
a bot. It's a bot. In fact, let's go to World of Hotspur.
Oh,
it's spelled
man.
weird, isn't it? World of Hotspur. The actual World of Hotspur.
Christ.
Hold on, is it the one that's actually spelled World of Hotspur? That one. 4,465 followers.
That sounds about right.
Right. Okay. So what we do is following 688.
Josh.
Mate, stop with the ankle
Can't
snaps.
help it.
You can.
I just saw Todge made 3 tweets about Draghi in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, he turned into one of
was-
those really annoying reactionary people that I despise. And honestly, whilst I was looking at his Twitter feed, I was getting so triggered.
Almost like that was the
Rattled.
plan.
Like we had Like, even you tweeted me, didn't you, say, like, can we stop arguing? I don't like it when we argue.
We don't upset the
so
children.
Cute.
So there's also Hotspur reports. There is, I shouldn't be really, basically anyone with a blue tick that seems to produce lots of the same sort of content. There's Spurs Connect, Spurs _Connect. There's the Spurs Watch. I'm looking at them. Are they a bot? Yeah.
I don't. Spurs Watch. You think a bot?
The Spurs at the Spurs Watch. Yeah, I think so.
I
Christ.
also know a bit more just sack style, just aggregate-y, like a B-Tech Lily White Rose. That's
No.
the vibe.
But I think John at Lily White Rose is great. I really do. I'd actually love to have him on the pod.
I've been called a bot before.
Yeah, on a video game, probably.
No.
Can I play
That was
devil's
such a
advocate?
shit insult.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was poor from you, Josh. Sorry.
Oh,
So can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
Do you know what makes us a super attractive football club, other than the
Not
stadium?
my faces.
Boyfriends FC.
Other than
Ange.
that, I mean, that plays a big role. Who makes up a football club? If you think about it, remember we're talking about a club.
The
It's
Vans.
like the fans, right? A lot of fans call us entitled because we haven't won anything for donkeys, but we expect to win. We are an expectant fan base, and that was way before Twitter or social media came around. We've always been this ever since I remember. Like, we were the great Tottenham Hotspur, and we still are. And we expect certain things, and that makes us quite attractive, especially to someone who can leverage that as an owner. Unfortunately, Daniel Levy doesn't leverage that. I know you might think he does. He doesn't. Like, calling us clients is so wrong. Like, really is. And there's a lot of things that he could have done well. And Donna Cullen, who I've worked with in the past, mentioned this on one of the first few pods. She should know better because she is fantastic at PR. I don't know what goes on in those board meetings. I'm pretty sure that he just does it all himself. Because if he had listened to her, there's a lot of stuff that wouldn't have come out, especially with the way they ran the season ticket fiasco. I mean, that was just silly, right? And yeah, we don't have owners who leverage that enough. We did have Erwin Scholar, who did a lot. He played on that fact a lot. Alan Sugar, sort of, to a certain extent. He was trying to be one of the lads and whatever, but he just got it all wrong. And he was trying, I don't know, maybe he viewed the club as one big Amstrad, and it just failed. He couldn't do it properly. But because we're so expectant and so, in air quotes, entitled, do you think that is a good thing to a certain extent before it becomes a bad thing? That's a leading question. I've sort of answered it a bit. Hannah, over to you, mate. It's a bit on that side.
I don't know, I think the word entitled probably has negative connotations associated with it.
Yeah.
But it's more, I don't know if it's entitlement or expectation. Like, of course you want your club to do well, and we are a sort of a financially stable club. We've got pull. We've got some wicked players. I don't care what anyone says. So yeah, I think it's more expectation, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing.
It doesn't. And I sort of like the fact, God, this is so weird for me to say this. I like the fact that we want us to win every single game and we expect it. Even though too much of that, or too much of anything really in life, as long as if you don't have a balance, then it's not great. The reason I said this is I thought of, imagine what it would be like supporting a club like Burnley. And I was about to say, like,
Imagine living in Burnley.
It's a shithole. But it's. I was about to say, with all my respect to them, but whenever you say something like that, means there's no respect. The point is, imagine being a club like that. Even Nottingham Forest, right? So 79 and 80, they won what was then the Champions League 2 times in a row. Unbelievable. A side that had no right to win the European Cup 2 years running. Right, they had a great manager in Brian Clough. Right now, do you think that their fans expect them to win every single game? No. I mean, no, but they are where we were in the 90s. I promise you, sort of there. Like we were fighting. There were seasons where we were fighting relegation, and then the cherry on top, Christian Gross was brought in. I don't know if any of you remember him. What a donut! And if you listen to like players like Gary Mabbott, who is a club legend, no matter what you say, he is a club legend. What he says, and he's so polite, and he's so, he's so careful of the words he says. But when you mention Christian Gross to Gary, he loses it. And so we were fighting relegation like they are. Right, we had points deducted, more points than they did. Right, they were overturned. They've just been docked 4 points. But we wanted to win every single game. We would come up against Arsenal, who were powerhouses at the time, and we expected to win. We said no, we're going to win. We're going to do them, and then we would lose, and we get on with it. But our fans are slightly different. Do you see where I'm coming from? Am I making a valid point, or am I digging a hole?
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Why is that though? Why are we like this? I want us to get to the bottom of this. And I asked Spooky to come on, by the way, because he's ignored me. But I wanted him to come on because he's quite philosophical on things like this. And I want to know, and in this part of the pod, Hannah, I know you've got an answer like that, but I want to know why we as a fan base want us or believe that we can win every single game and then get so unhappy when we don't and then the bots join in. Why is it, Hannah?
I don't know. I think we act with, as fans, I think we do act with fragility, but I think it's more because it's almost like we're fighting fires all the time. I think a lot of our fans are really rattled by other fan bases and almost like we have to justify our place, if you want to call them the big six, top six, whatever. It's almost like we're constantly having to justify that because we always get the trophy, Jaymes, etc. But I think maybe if you just start pulling away from that and just enjoy it for what it is, and just have a healthy level of expectation, probably just be a lot happier. Because I think people do forget why they support a club in the first place. Like you said, the people support all different clubs. They don't just support, these clubs that have won tons and tons of trophies. People support clubs for all different reasons, but we just seem to be lacking that kind of community. I think it's really opposed and care more about the owners than the actual team and what's actually happening on the pitch. So I don't know. I don't really have an answer as such, but I think we're just rattled, so easily rattled.
Well, look, in any case study, what you normally do is you look at things that have similar tropes to what it is that you're looking at, right? You can't really say Manchester United at the moment, and I'll explain what I mean by that. You mentioned that fans will look at the owners and everything else. Look at what Manchester United fans right now are doing. They are, I could say, if you look at their fans as a trend line, they're sort of the same as ours, in that they are blaming the owners, they're blaming every single little thing. A lot of them don't seem to want Ten Hag to be gone, which I find really, really weird. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he's useless. Like, I wouldn't do anything for him. If he asked me to, I don't care. Right?
Didn't Daniel Levy said he had no personality, which is why we didn't give him a second interview? That one interview, he said... he literally said what was it he said? It just said he was like really boring or something, didn't he?
He wasn't engaging.
He was basically boring and his English wasn't great as well. I think.
He does. It is weird listening to him speak. Like the way he says club, he goes clip, the clip. And he speaks in bullet points.
Yeah.
He's very odd, isn't he?
Yeah, he's extremely odd, right? But if you take a look, so Manchester United, for instance, again with the ankle snap, right? Manchester United, they have won, especially in my lifetime, every single trophy that multiple times, and I've seen them do it over and over again, and their fans are expectant because of that. But you see, the biggest differentiator here is that we haven't done that since the 60s. So what makes our fans behave the way they do? I don't have an answer. I'll tell you what, if you're listening to this and you have an answer, why don't you DM us on Twitter at Hotspur Way Show and come on the next pod and tell us? Right? Why not do that? Because I would love to know, because I really believe this in my bones, that our fan base is different to a lot of other fan bases, because other fan bases, let's say Liverpool went through they went through a dire period. Klopp leaves, and over the next 10 or 15 years, they don't win anything, and they're mid-table. Fair enough, but look at what they've won in previous history and recent history. So
it's probably defensiveness, to be honest. But then also, is there a little bit of confirmation bias as well? Because we surround ourselves. Well, we surround ourselves with Tottenham fans, so that's what we see constantly. We don't necessarily know how Liverpool would respond. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so the reason I'm saying this is I listen to loads of podcasts every week, right? Not just football related, but I listen to most of them are football related, but I also listen to podcasts which aren't Spurs related. And I don't listen to club specific podcasts. So like The Rest is Football, Gary Lineker, which is a great pod. I listen to some on The Athletic, which are great. There's quite a few that I listen to, right? And you can gauge how the fan bases are reacting. And with ours, I know, like you're saying, I understand we might be in a bubble, that's what we see. But I think if you've got mates who are like staunch fans of other clubs, they sort of say it as well, like, you Spurs fans are a bit weird, and they call us deluded. Like a lot of them say that. I'm not saying that we're deluded, we're not, right? We love our club. I just want to know why, seeing as we haven't had like a plethora of trophies over the last 3 or 4 decades, like other clubs have, why do we feel that we should win everything? Josh, here's a question for you, mate.
I love questions. Fill me up.
Hannah, did you want to say something?
No, go on.
All right. Mate, we were talking sort of about this before, right? But a corner of the fan base, or it depends which way the wind's blowing, say, we need to spend money. We spend money. We need to play the youngsters. We play the youngsters, right? So, for instance, we'll talk about tradition now. He got so much hate. And...
Todge.
Yeah. Looking at you, mate. He got so much hate, but how old is he? Do you know off the top
21.
of your head? 21.
21.
So we want to play the youngsters, but we'll hate them if they make a mistake. Brennan Johnson, we just hate him anyway. Right? Whatever. Doesn't matter. And I don't know, it's like we either don't know what we want as a fan base, either that's skewed by the bots and by social media, it probably is, by the way, or there's something else and I just don't know what it is. But I'm probably betting, if I was a betting man, and you guys said to me that I should put a bet on. I didn't, because I tried, by the way. It was all in Greek.
It was all in Greek,
It was all in Greek, yeah, and I don't know what to do. So yeah, I'm not Cypriot, mate. You know, I know you like Josh. You like to say I'm Cypriot, and
Sergeant Major.
Yeah, and I've got a feeling it's social media. Like if I could go back 30 years or even 20 years, let's say, you'd have a lot of disgruntled fans after losing for the 4th time in a row, right? They'll get it off their chest in the pubs, and that will be it.
Yeah.
Nothing would really linger. And then next week, it's like we've been rebooted, we've restarted. Like we have the Windows blue screen of death at the end of the game when we've lost, and then restart, and then next game, yeah, we're out for it again, and that's it. But here, I don't know, maybe social media has allowed, not just giving people a voice, but then allowed everything to linger, and people can just continue to read up on it, and it gets their juices flowing in a wrong way. Maybe it's that.
Yeah, I think social media has a hell of a lot to answer for, in terms of like the reactionary takes. Like you said, you can dwell on it so much easier. Like you're not going to get told to just leave it now, because there's always someone who wants to feed on it. But like I think also when you are like a match going fan, you probably will go to the pub, etc., etc. And the Spurs fans I know, in real life, don't act like that. And I think partly it's because if you're a match going fan, for example, you almost have to justify to yourself why you're going to go again. And if you're just going to continue to be outraged the whole time, then you're not going to go, are you? But you want to go, don't you? Because you want the buzz of going to a game. So I think, I don't know, I just don't know many people like that in real life that are that reactionary and that kind of toxic and hateful.
You should come to one of the pubs in Cyprus.
Maybe,
just pop over there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There are caricatures of caricatures over here, and like there was, like I haven't been to the ground in ages, and I'm pretty sure when you're there, you hear some idiots like just giving one-liners which don't make any sense, like run,
oh yeah,
like run, like he is running, mate. He's run 11 kilometers more than you have in the last 90 minutes. He has run, mate, and pass the ball. What? Be a bit more constructive. But in Cyprus, it is like that, and it's normally the guys, I have to be honest, who are like in their 50s.
Yeah, I don't know. I see that in Louis, and I don't know if it's like a.
But he's 8.
He's 9 now.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah, of course.
He
Sorry,
is.
yeah, he showed a birthday.
But that's how they all talk in school, because that's, you get the older kids who are on social media, and that's the stuff they see. It is that. I don't know. I keep using the word reactionary, but it is. It's just anything with impact that they want to say. There's nothing constructive.
You've just said something that's really worried me. If 9-year-olds are on social media and this is what they're seeing, and at that age they haven't really developed any sort of critical thinking skills. I mean, some critical thinking skills, like how do you do this and can you answer this? Like that, fair enough. But that really worries me.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what's going to happen to this generation in 20 years?
Well, I told my 2, if they stay off social media till they're 18, I'll give them $1,000. Because I just don't want them on it.
Right, I'll go start it.
And you managed to get yourself banned from it.
I know. Setting a great example. Do as I say, not as I do.
So look, I think before we end this point, I'll just say, when it happens, it happens. There's nothing you can do about it. By getting really upset and by going on social media and saying a load of shit, if that makes you feel better, I think you need help in other ways. I'm sorry if that's pissed you off, but maybe you can talk about me on social media. I need more likes. Just at me out, at Jaymes Coys. I think I'm followed by 3 people, and 2 of them are bots. So yeah, I mean, just
porn bots.
I wish, mate, it'd give me something more to look at. But
pussy in bio.
So yeah, just don't let it spoil your weekend. Just think about other things. It doesn't matter. And then don't revert to, but they're millionaires. They can drive back in their Lamborghinis, and I have to get on the 329 bus. Oh, fuck off. That's not the way the world works. And if you wanted to drive a Lamborghini, do something about it. Right?
What I think it is with hating players like Dragusin and Johnson, the way I see it is, it's people trying to be ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Like, they're trying to get their hate in there now, so that if they fuck up in a few months' time, they'll be like, I told you this was going to happen months ago. Mm-hmm. And you just think, because with the Johnson thing, he was, don't get me wrong, he wasn't brilliant when he first started, but it was there. And then he had this period where he was doing great for us. Then he had that one shit game against Fulham. Bearing in mind, the entire 11 played shit, by the way. But everyone piled in on Johnson, saying, we ended up with Johnson. We could have had Bowen. We could have had Kudus. But we got Johnson. You think, why are you directing it at him? Son was shit. Why aren't you saying anything about him? Basuma was shit. Sarr was shit. Madison was shit. Why are you not giving them anything? Why are you going on him? I don't get what it is. I think it's them trying to be ahead of the curve. Personally, that's just my opinion.
Well, I would say, like, what I normally say to my staff and other people who say silly things. And by the way, what you said now isn't silly. I normally say to them, do you want me to... I'll start again. I say to them, would you want to say that again, but this time let me record it so I can play it back to you? Mm-hmm. Like, whenever someone says something stupid, if you say that to them, like the Tony Robbins thing, right? If you say it to them, what normally happens is they realise what they've said. And so by saying things like that, or by trying to be ahead of the curve, it's stupid. Right? Mm-hmm. And don't be stupid. Like, for instance, it's like saying, look, I'm never going to leave my house because that plane engine might fall on me. And then when it falls on them, they go, see? But they can't say, see, they're dead, right? I don't understand why anyone would even think that, but I've seen it firsthand. I saw it in the pub. I remember there was a pub that I used to go to in Nicosia all the time religiously called called Stickers. So if anyone's listening to this,
That's such a random name.
it burnt down, right? It was where
Was it made
we
out of
watched.
stickers?
No, it didn't have any actually. It was. I think the bar was really sticky. I don't know why they called it Stickers, but anyway, like we watched the League Cup win against Chelsea in there. It was great. It was a great time. I'll never forget. I was so excited when Gareth Bale signed for us. I was 17. I had mates in Southampton who lived in Southampton, moved to London, and they were telling me about Gareth Bale for about a year, right? And then it was announced that we might be interested, and we signed him. I thought, oh my god, wow. I'll never forget this. He had touched the ball 3 times on his debut. He's shit. Get him out of my club. He's rubbish. He hasn't got a clue. And then it was like, after 24 games, we couldn't win. Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember this little curse, apparently, that was around. And the same people going, see, I told you so. These are the I told you so folk who basically, number one, probably achieved nothing in life, offer nothing to society, and a lot of them seem to be Spurs fans. Now, this probably isn't a bubble because that's where we see them, right? Because we're in the environment, either at the ground or in pubs or wherever. But please don't be that person. You don't need to be. You're better than that.
Are they?
Right? Well, you can be. I really believe that you can be anything you want to be. I promise you. And I really believe in that. Hannah, you know that, right? So,
yeah, I just think they get a dopamine hit from it. That's all it is. It's just that. Yeah, I told you so.
Yeah, it is.
Little buzz.
It is that little high, because right at that point they don't know how to build themselves up or feel good in any way. Mm-hmm. So by giving them that little hit, they don't realise that the down and the low they're going to feel is even worse afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we should launch
like post-nut clarity. Is that what we mean?
That's exactly what it is.
That's cancer.
I didn't know what that was until I met you guys.
The only time Taj pokes up is then he knows exactly what that is.
Yeah, so I'll never forget Hannah. Right, so guys, I'll give you an insight into our group chat. Right, so I'm going to be 45 soon. Johnny, he's a year older than me, but he seems to know a lot more of what the kids talk about than I do. And so this lot, especially this trinity that's on right now, other than me, they will mention things, and I am forever ChatGPTing saying, Hannah just posted, Bob, I say, Hannah just posted, like, ChatGPT knows who Hannah is, right? I mean, he's actually given, and I say he, because some of the stuff he says, it can only be written by a male. He knows who she is and what her psyche is all about, because he then says, Hannah is actually saying this, so I'm forever, so post-nut clarity, I thought, what the fuck is that? I've never even heard of it. And so there's a lot of things that I didn't know, and thank you to this group chat for that. Tell you what, guys, we've had George, who's going to probably be on next week. George.
Oh, I've just realised Jaymes has no idea what happened at the beginning of the pod, does he? While we were all in tears.
No. What, Todd, you mean?
No.
Yeah. He has to listen to it. All right, it's just going to have to.
No.
You know that hiss whenever Hannah's on. Like if you just all go quiet now, can you hear it?
Oh, I can hear it. It's been on from the start.
So imagine that 30 decibels louder, but coming out the wrong end. That's how this podcast started. So,
mate, they're trying to throw me under the bus here. I can't. Because you know that when you post this episode, I can't defend myself.
The amount
you have too many yogurts again, Hannah.
The amount of air coming out of your arse, you could never go under that bus. George at Don't Follow 1882 says, "Hi guys, question for the guys." Said guys twice. As I feel a lot of my fish finger up bum questions tend to get posted to Hannah D. If you had to partake in docking with an Arsenal player, who would it be and why? Love you, bye.
Am I immune from this question?
No.
No?
I think I am.
No, you're not. He didn't say you're immune. He just said he sends them to you a lot.
All right, you first then.
Can we repeat the question?
Who are you docking with from Arsenal?
Does that mean shag?
No, space docking is where someone shits on your chest.
Is it?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Once again,
experience.
ChatGPT came to the rescue because I had to look that one up, George.
Am I right?
It is right, yeah.
What did I know?
What am I thinking of then?
What were you thinking of, mate?
Shit on my chest.
Hang on, I need to put it into...
I'm so educated.
Urban Dictionary.
Hannah knows this from experience. But you two...
She probably started it. She was the first dummy.
Mate, you
I'm
were the one.
an influencer.
You were the one saying shit on the bed last week, so shitting on someone's chest isn't too far removed from what you were talking about last week.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, this is it. This is what I thought it was.
What?
A very intimate and intense sexual act performed by two uncircumcised men. Guy 1 pulls his foreskin back and holds it. Hang on, are you listening? Are you ready? I'm going to continue. Because I'm sure I was correct, and I am, okay? So,
Never back down, never what? You're just going for it.
Guy 1...
I had to mute myself.
Can we stop, please? Guy 1 pulls his foreskin back and holds it, whilst Guy 2 stretches his foreskin open and outward as far as possible over the head of the other shaft onto one's penis, therefore docking. So basically, you lift your foreskin over the other bloke's penis and connect. That is docking.
Okay, we could go for both if you want. Like,
Should we do an
It
answer
does go
for
on.
each?
The rubbing of cheese. That's the title.
no, that's not.
What,
It
the
is
rubbing?
not.
It is the rubbing of cheese.
Fuck's sake.
It is. Isn't it?
The
I don't
coyotes
know.
make
I
milk.
can picture it now. This is terrible.
Yeah, well, yes, I hope we've conjured up a picture for you guys. So is anyone actually going to answer this question? I think we also need to answer George's question, but then we also need to answer who we do the other one with.
Can I answer the question?
Of course you can.
So, is it player or from anyone from Arsenal?
I'm going to go for Saka purely because he'll just go missing. I'll get people say, oh yeah, he's world class, and then I'll go find him and he'll be nowhere to be seen. Gone.
Okay, alright.
Well, George, I'm going to answer it, and I'm going to say Arteta. I know you said player, but Arteta because he's got a pussy.
You see, because he's got a pussy, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we're talking space docking, he can still share.
Imagine, oh god, foreskin over Arteta, and then he takes a dump on my chest, and he's smiling with that Lego head. That's all I can picture right now.
Sweet dreams, baby.
Who hasn't
Oh.
answered?
Tosh.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it'd have to be Thomas Partey, because the only way it'd happen is if it was non-consensual.
Christ.
Allegedly.
Well, allegedly.
I mean, it's not alleged though, is it? We all know. We've seen this. We've seen the videos. We've seen the Snapchats.
The reason he can't travel on away days.
I haven't. Oh, doesn't
Have
he
you
travel?
not? It was. Were you not on Twitter that night? Christ, it was flames.
Hold on a minute. There's actual video footage?
Yeah.
Hold on. Can he really not travel? Wait.
Well, every
Yeah,
time Arsenal have an away game, he's suddenly injured. I mean, he hasn't gone to Ghana. He hasn't gone to their friendly, has he?
Is he
Because-
injured? What's the deal with him? I don't.
No,
He's a
he's
passer.
injured in commas.
Quotations.
Inverted commas. Yeah.
But they're still defending him.
Yeah, well, Arteta played about to be the victim, didn't he? He said, what was it he said? After all that he's been through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I
And
couldn't believe
not
it.
only that, have you seen what Arteta did the other day to the Porto manager? Started mocking his dead relatives.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. There's
Why
such
am
a
I
scum
surprised? Why am I surprised? Honestly,
But
I mean,
everyone was just saying, oh, all the Arsenal fans are like, haha, my manager. So you don't mock someone's dead relatives. That's fucking weird.
Unless it's Arteta.
Right, before
Yeah.
Hannah
Fuck
Hannah
God.
answers this.
I'm not answering this.
No, you have to. But
Yeah,
I want to say something that really is pissing me off. Have you seen the hashtag pray for whoever Arsenal are playing?
Oh my god, get a grip.
Have you seen it?
No.
And
I hate any of the pray for tags.
Even talk. Oh, it's a thing. I didn't realise. Even Talk Sport were like saying, "Oh, pray for Porto" before they played them. And I thought, what do they mean by pray? And then I googled it. I didn't ask Chat; he didn't know. And I googled it, and it was like, "Oh, come on, how low can you go?" Anyway, Hannah, over to you.
What am I answering?
Who are you?
Are we going with George's definition
Your
of
extended female foreskin.
that is just so I can't even picture that.
We can.
I don't
Just
want
say
bits touching any of
an
them.
oversized Labia.
Hang on.
Is it
How?
labia? Is that how you pronounce it? Is it?
Who are you
La-
wrapping your
it's-
flaps around?
labia.
Hannah?
It's
Come on.
labia, but can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
How has Josh managed to single-handedly change the definition of
Because
what we were
go on
talking about?
Urban Dictionary and it's fucking right there.
No, I'm sorry, that's not the meaning. I'm gonna go with. Oh, I have to go with Martinelli because he looks like my ex-boyfriend.
You're
So
so
you-
boring.
Yeah, you've done it before. I mean,
It's safe.
Just going for
sorry.
playing the
Been
easy
there.
option. Classic
In-
you.
in fact, can I?
I mean, you went for the player that would literally go missing, so you wouldn't have to do it.
Exactly, but I've not said him before, have I?
I mean, you could take Saliba. He's had the experience of other man's cocks, so you know.
He has. He's got.
I suppose Ben
yeah.
White as well. Yeah.
What? Hold
Yeah,
on,
good
hold
one.
on, hold on, hold on. What is this? Tell me about Saliba. What? Who?
Have we not seen this? What do you do, James?
How fucking. And I thought I was
Sorry,
in the
I-
past. Fucking hell.
So sheltered.
Look, I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness and I run businesses. Tell me what he did.
I'm not sure I want to. It's very,
Oh,
very
God.
weird video.
So it's not
Basically,
even
it's a
There was a
allegedly.
Troy
it's-
Parrott rumour at one point as well.
He's in the right country. 1 minute. Either that or Brighton. Hold on. What did he do? What did he do?
Wait,
It's an actual
Saliba or
video. You're sure
Parrott?
it's real? I need
Which
to
one?
look this up. Saliba. I want to know.
Saliba, yeah,
Because he's
yeah.
Lebanese as well, so I find that really funny.
Yeah, no, there was like a video of him. Was he just like just tugging his mate off? Was that
Shut up.
Yeah, him and Tom Garrett.
it? Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up.
No, there is a
Yeah.
video. Is it-
Stop it.
It's the video of it.
Oh, you need to
Like,
send this to me.
hand is down there. I don't know if it was actually Troy Parrott. But there was a video of someone who looked very much like him, like rubbing his knob on someone's eye. I don't know how true
I've
that
not
was,
seen that
though.
one.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to.
No.
I'm going to send
You
it
don't.
to you, James.
Oh, please do.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
Have you found it?
No.
Is that from the Wank Bank, Hannah?
That's in hidden.
I've got your any desk. Right.
You get off that right now. This is an invasion of privacy. I feel violated. Oh my god.
You
Wow,
feel
this has been an
violated
education.
After wanting to dock Martinelli.
He's pretty.
He's all right, I suppose. We've got some more questions, by the way. Should we quickly ask them and then we can move on to who
Yes.
England are playing, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Who are... So, Dazzy. Who is this Dazzy? Let me just get him. Dazzy _240 says, who are the worst good Spurs footballer?
What?
And then, yeah, in parenthesis, sounds complicated, IK, so I know, close parenthesis. Who are the best ever good Spurs footballer?
Worst ever good Spurs footballer.
Who are the worst?
So basically, the
I don't wanna
worst
make a
player. What?
Oh, sorry, that's not from Dazzy. Oh my
I'm
God.
confused here.
Sorry, Dazzy said, who are the top 5 best looking Spurs players ranked?
Oh, fuck. Was that the question?
So, yeah, no, there's another question from... Is it Curtis? I think so. Yeah, so the other one was from THFC Curtis. But let's do Dazzy's. So, Hannah...
Do best
Right, sorry. Can we do that again?
Right, so Dazzy...
Yep.
_240 says... What did he say? Messages.
Oh, where are you seeing this?
It's on a group. It's on.
Oh.
It's now called Arsenal Fan TV. They're taking the piss. Who are the top 5 best looking Spurs players ranked?
Like currently?
Doesn't say currently, so it could be whenever.
Ooh.
Giller's got to be first.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know if he's first.
Who's
Why?
first?
Who? Giller.
No.
Who would be
Oh,
better?
Ginola.
Who would be better than him? Even if he was ugly, imagine him in a
and
dark
it's
room,
the accent as
whispering,
well.
whispering in your ear. Yeah, you'd dock him
Yeah.
straight away, right? So he has to be number 1. Who else?
God, this is really hard. You'd think that I would have thought about this.
I reckon Van der Ven could be up there because he is like symmetrical.
He's like a model, isn't he?
He is very.
He's probably
he's
hung
just
as well, isn't he?
I reckon so. I reckon that's what the injuries have stemmed from. That extra weight down there.
Was that your ankle again?
It definitely was.
I say Gazaniga was very pretty.
I'd say he's number 2, followed by Van der Ven 3.
Llorente was beautiful.
What about Van der Vaart?
No, Van der Vaart's
No.
tiny.
Van der Vaart.
Not Van
me.
Vaart.
Oh, sorry. Are we including heights? Okay.
Yeah, it's the complete package, mate. Come on.
Berbatov was suave.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, but no.
He used to
He's
smoke as well, didn't
attractive, though.
he? He used to smoke like 20, 40 a day, didn't he?
Really?
Did
That
you
many?
actually?
Yeah.
I knew that he did smoke. I saw pictures of it, but I didn't realise he smoked that much. But we caught him smoking in Cyprus, actually. Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
They came over 2007, I think. Bulgaria played Cyprus, and me and Chrissy, it's her name. She's great. Like, she's got, her voice is fantastic. She's not a voiceover artist, but she should be. And what she did is she contacted the hotel and told them that she's part of the delegation for Bulgaria, and they put her through. And then we went down there, and they let us in. And we never got to get close to him, but we spoke to some of the other Bulgarian players, which was cool. And he was smoking. He was at the cafe and he was smoking.
Fairs?
So we've got, who have we got then? We have Ginola,
Yep.
Gazzaniga.
Gaza.
Who else?
Can we put
Llorente,
Llorente in there?
that one.
Yeah, he's
He's a man.
He's very pretty.
He's a proper man. He's number 3.
Thoughts on Chadley?
Van der
Because
Ven.
he was always, some people said he was hot.
What, the dolphin?
Yeah. Whereas his face, people used to think he was hot. I never saw it, but
Well, that's how Chadley. He had annoying jerry curl in his hair, I thought.
Yeah.
Sorry. He reminded me of like a Grease character with a tan.
that's the vibe. Like, he wouldn't look out of place as your delivery rider for the evening.
What, exactly.
Your driver today is NASA.
We're not racist on this pod, remember that, guys?
No, we're not.
That's stereotyping.
Yeah, he's Arabic, by
He's
the way.
Belgian.
Yeah, but his parents are, I can't remember, Moroccan or Algerian, North African, I believe. Right, so you want to put him in there then? Is he number 5? Was Van der Ven's 4?
Oh no, I was just making a suggestion. I don't know. There's probably better options.
If we're talking now,
Just any player that he doesn't.
But there's a lot. You got Madders. You
if we're
got
talking about
Romero.
see, everyone knows I love James Madison, right? But we're talking best looking or we're talking sexiest, because they're two different things. Me and James were talking about this earlier.
He says, let's see his exact words. Best looking.
Best
Yeah.
looking, Romero.
Yeah, and that makes our 5. So now we go over to Curtis THFC. Who are the worst ever good Spurs footballer?
Who are the worst ever good
Spurs
footballers?
Does that mean sort of like worst of the best?
Who are the worst?
Does it mean,
ever?
or is it somewhat like a cult hero, like someone who's shit but you loved him, like Soldado?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's everyone's go-to.
I never saw the appeal with him. I didn't
Oh,
like him.
I think it was just because we all just felt so sorry for him. It was just
He
sympathy
was like
more
our
than anything,
Timo
wasn't it?
Werner, wasn't it?
Don't know how you can feel sorry for him. He drove from his Lamborghini after every game after missing. I don't know. The
Have
worst.
you seen that video of him where someone's doctored and makes it look like he's killed a man when he's out in Turkey or something? I can't remember where he is. He just grabs him by the throat and then the bloke goes off on a stretcher. You've not seen that video? You must have seen it.
Yeah. That was-
The worst. I don't
He's
know.
a-
I don't know.
That's
how
a
to answer that
really
question.
tricky question.
Yeah, because
There's also you got Didier Sakura. He was I
was
loved him,
rubbish.
but he was shit.
it was shit. I think the only one.
Nkudu for vibes.
The only one I would say.
Nkudu.
Nkudu. What the hell?
Nkudu.
The only one.
Clinton and Jai.
The only
Oh
one.
my God, what
They
a
were the
man.
same person, right? We just spent 70 million twice. I think the only one would be Stefan Freund. Do you guys remember him?
I never saw him play.
He was
So-
assistant to Sherwood.
Sherwood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did see him play quite a few times, and he was the type of player where you wanted everything to go right for him, and we loved him, and he loved us, but he was shit.
It's like
He's the only one
I'll tell
I
you
can think
who
of.
I loved. No idea why, but is it Lee Young Pyo or something, or Po Young Lee, the left
No,
back
it's
we had?
Lee Young Pyo. So he was. Oh, another
He
one.
was shit.
He was.
I loved.
He
I loved
used
him.
to. He used to turn in circles, fall over, get back up, get dizzy, run around a bit. He was a right side. He had no left foot, but he was on.
Did he ever score for us?
I don't know. I'll tell you who did. Timothy Atuba at Newcastle. Wow, what a shit player he was, but we loved him too. I think that's answered that question. Guys, listen, I've got to take a piss, and we've been going for 60-something minutes. The show started off with Hannah farting.
No, it didn't.
And so, I mean, well, you could all hear it, guys. So it wasn't Josh as he was
If
talking.
you think someone my size can make a noise like that, I'm
100.
Yes, women are the worst.
It was
for
me.
Women are the
It
fucking
was
worst.
me. I did it.
Oh, don't cover for her, mate. You're better than
I'm not covering.
Josh, you
Love
simped
it.
enough for Carly today. Get off Hannah's dick.
Oh, you're so butthurt about that, aren't you? When you saw
Hannah
that,
cry wank.
when you saw that screenshot I put in, did you have a tear to stream down your eye?
I'm about to run
so
to the loo.
pathetic.
No, I can control myself.
Guys, before we wrap up, anything you lot want to add, or before I ask one more question?
I
Fucking
did want to touch on
national
England,
break.
but we're not going to do that.
Hannah, can you tell us who we're not sponsored by? Do you remember? It's in the running order.
Who we're not sponsored by.
Who we're not sponsored by?
Oh, who's that website?
Wow. Okay, so
Who
none
we-
of you...
No, it's not in the running order.
It was. I put it in there yesterday.
You said it was like
So
a
we are
website you want to send people
we are
to.
not sponsored by NordVPN, and so what you need to. Because I've been using Nord for literally years before anyone even knew of them. Right, we've been using them for years. So what we would love you to do, because we want to do a social experiment, right? So for the listeners, please do the following: if you need a VPN and you don't listen to another podcast, which would be strange because they all are sponsored by NordVPN, what I want you to do, and this is a social experiment, is I want you to go to nordvpn.com Hotspur Way. By doing that, what's going to happen is this. If you do sign up, right, you get 4 months for free, which is great, and you get your money back just by, if you've got Spotify or YouTube or whatever, cancel your subscription, go to Argentina, okay, and re-sign up. You'll get it for less than a quarter of the price, right? And when you do that, what will happen is this, and this is the social experiment bit. They have what we call a growth team in marketing, NordVPN do. And when you sign up using, so you go to, remember this, it has to be this link, nordvpn.com Hotspur Way, they're going to start to see people going to this link because they see it in their Google Analytics, and then they're going to come to us and say, "Oh, guys, did you mention us?" Yep. And then they'll sponsor us, and we'll get some money, and we can get Hannah and Mike, right?
Oh,
and that's why we're doing this. So if you can,
all for me.
all for you.
Oh.
It was that or a cork for your arse, so you know.
Says you. It's for the last week shitting through the eye of a needle, mate.
Right. So one more thing, because none of you've got anything to add, is isn't it a bit weird that Tottenham Hotspur haven't released their financial statements yet?
Right, I've just received a voice note from George, do not follow. I've not listened to it yet, and it is to clarify what docking he meant.
Okay, what does it mean?
Are we ready?
Yeah,
Play it, yeah.
play it.
Hello mate, I'm in the car at the moment, so sorry if it makes me sound like a TalkSport caller. So anyway, first time caller, long time listener. Get him out of my club! We're going with the interlocking foreskins.
Yes!
Other than the shitting on chest. What do you think I am? Some kind of fucking animal?
Oh, I love him!
I was right.
That's brilliant.
I love men that talk like that. Oh,
He's going to be on maybe next week, which will be a lot of fun.
fantastic.
And if you heard the beginning of this show, you would have heard one of his daughters. So yeah, that was interesting as well. But isn't it funny that we haven't received the financial statements for Tottenham Hotspur because we've got an accountant standing by to go through them, and she's in London right now. Maybe you guys can go and meet her.
I could have gone and met her.
Well, you're a bit ill, but she's there till
Yeah, so
Oh,
fuck off.
That's nice.
she's there till Thursday. So if you want, I'll send her your WhatsApp and you can meet up.
I mean, I was literally there on Thursday.
Okay.
Steve, does she drink?
I can't say anything. So, do you, Hannah, if you meet her, you'll understand why. Do you think that it's weird that we haven't released the financial statements yet? Or not?
No.
There was only one other time that in recent history where they did that, and it was because the numbers were spectacular 3 years ago.
Do you think they're waiting for all this shit to die down before they...
Well, so that we don't get any points deductions.
No, it's not that. I mean, they got rid of the concessions, raised season tickets, which I don't really care about. It's not because I don't go and have a season ticket. I don't care about that because 6% or 7.5% in 5 years, isn't bad, right? And so I don't think that the concessions thing was a bit out of order. But then again, everyone's doing it. All clubs are doing it. Doesn't mean that we should. But I didn't have my little say, did I, about the season tickets? I was on that show.
No, you weren't on.
Do you know why I believe that clubs are doing that about the seniors?
Why?
So even though the seniors, there's a chance that they actually do have more money than someone who is in their 30s. How many pints do you think a 65 or 70-year-old can knock back during a game? How many pints do you think they're going to buy? They're not, right? So they're losing money from that side of things, and then they're doubly losing money because the season ticket, the pricing is lower. And I think that's why the club have done it.
I think we touched on that episode.
My theory was half right.
Yeah, because we were saying like they're not going to spend in the pub shop, for example.
Well, James, I wouldn't expect anything less of you, mate. So it's I believe that that's the reason. The other thing I need to say is a lot of people are saying, why are they doing it for only 2.5 million? Guys, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like some people said, yeah, but that we want Levy to spend that extra million, so that's why it's done it. No, it doesn't work like that. So there are cost centers for everything, right? So in a business, doesn't matter how big or small it is, you will say that I have to generate an X amount of revenue to cover my costs on this specific thing. It's not, let's take a look at the overall picture. Unfortunately, business doesn't work like that. So each section of your business needs to generate revenue. For instance, if you have 20 products and 10 of them aren't working, you either change them or you dump them, right? And then you focus on the ones that are working, right? Otherwise, they become a cost center. So you just get rid of them. They're just costs, nothing else. So various things have gone up in that specific field, so they've raised the prices to justify it. That's all it is. It's nothing else. There's no conspiracy going on, or but we can afford as a club to cover 2.5 million. Of course we can, 100%. But that specific area of the business cannot, and that's why they do it. That's why all businesses do it. Okay, that's the reason. I promise you, that's it. I can't believe that I've listened to maybe, I'm being serious, 15 podcasts and no one's even mentioned this. I don't get it. I don't understand why no one's mentioned that. It doesn't mean it's right, but that's the reason.
Bet you were gutted you weren't on that episode.
I was in Lebanon. So June 2 reference. I'm a big June fan, and in Cyprus they don't even have cinemas. They have projection houses. I mean, my 14-inch laptop, it's 4K. It's got a far better screen, better sound than any cinema here. No, it's not even a great laptop. Shut up, right? And you should see
laptop's 4K.
You should see the new one. You should see the new one I've got in the office. Anyway, right? The point is that I flew to Lebanon, not just for business. I flew there. The main reason was to go to the IMAX. And I went to a country that actually doesn't have any electricity to watch June 2, and wow, what a film. Unfucking believable. Wow, what a spectacle. Right?
I watched the first one and fucking hated it.
You're so weird. Go and crack your ankle.
I don't know what this is.
Don't waste your time.
Who the fuck am I on a podcast with?
I don't watch films, do I?
You don't eat anything either. Don't watch. I'm surprised you're still alive. Both socially and physically.
Surviving.
I mean, I don't get it. I mean, someone turn off the
coasting.
machine. You're just going through life. Don't know anything. Just, I mean, you know a lot actually. I better shut up.
I'm a vampire.
Right. So we'll see what's going to happen. I think that they haven't released the financial statements because if they were to do that, every other podcast, every bit of social media would be, oh my God, we've just made this amount of money, and I bet we bring on Beyonce next year. Oh God, get over it, guys. It's a business. It's there to make money. And if we win some things and we're happy at the end of the day, to the owners, it's a bit of a byproduct, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll give you an example. Should I say this? I'll say it. I adore my customers. You know what I adore more? When they pay me. I will say, and we do say on our website and to every single customer, my company is a client-centric firm. And yeah, we have built it around that, right? Because we need the customers to pay the money. But I would much rather focus on the 4 massive clients I have. Sorry, 1 massive one and little ones, a few little ones, rather than the 15 DOSer clients I have, you know who you are, okay, who don't really pay anything. I'd rather focus on the 1 massive one, the big whale, which pays for everything else, right? And so that's the way it is. And that's the way every business runs. And unfortunately to them, we are a client reference number. Hannah, do you want to say something about reviews and then we're off?
Yeah, come on, give us some reviews.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Inspiring words from her as always.
We can win this.
You know what? You do better than Churchill Warson at that rate. Fuck yeah.
Fuck me. Oh my God, that was so funny.
So we're on 29 reviews.
Oh, so we've got
4.1.
another one. We got another one then.
We did, but we have mentioned Tans again. So we're expecting
Oh,
this
for
to dip.
fuck's
So
sake.
to counter that, guys, please can you just click on that 5-star thing. How do you do it?
The thing is, right,
Yeah,
it's not difficult.
it's really easy.
Like, is everyone all right? You've literally just got to click it.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I have.
Well done, James.
I tell you what, Hannah, your homework is to actually figure out how to do it, and then on next week's pod, when we've hopefully got 32, say to the other 1,000 people who are listening that this is how you do it.
Okay, all right, I can do that.
Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair, because I've not got enough to do, have I?
True.
Okay.
I mean, you don't watch
it's
films.
really
What else
easy.
is there to do? I mean, let's be honest.
You just literally go to us on Spotify, click the little dots next to it.
Oh, is that how you do it?
Yeah, rate show, and then obviously give us all the stars.
But
All the stars.
Can
Fill
you,
us up.
can you also do this on Apple Podcasts? So Google Podcasts, believe it or not, guys, is dying at the end of this year. It's going to YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, it took me so long to get us on Google Podcasts, and now they're announcing they're dying, which is terrible. How do you do it on Apple? I don't know how you do it. That's your homework for next week. But we do need some reviews on Apple Podcasts because that's dire. 4 fucking ratings, and one of them is about Spurs Simpsons. Come on, guys.
Brilliant. I'm not
Yeah.
having that.
No.
Okay, all right.
First of all, I know that I'm the only one out of all of us to have rated us on Apple Podcasts.
I've
So-
got Apple Podcasts.
Have
I
you
don't
rated
have
us?
Apple Podcasts.
Well, can you just get Apple Podcasts and rate us, please, mate? Thank you very much.
I've rated it on Spotify.
All right.
Yeah, it's not as easy. Okay, fine.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll sort that out.
All right, say goodbye, Hannah.
Oh, it's really fucking easy, actually.
Do you want to tell us then? Before you
All
say
of
goodbye?
you lot, if you can't do this, you're disabled. Right, so go to Apple Podcasts, right? Right? Just literally go to Hotspur Way, our podcast, scroll all the way down, and the stars are there. So obviously click all of them. And it's done. It's so easy. And like, we've got a review, Fish Fingers and Tottenham, what more could you want in life? So, I don't know what to say to you guys. I could do a little YouTube video if you want.
Oh, go on. Why don't you put it on TikTok? We actually have a TikTok account which we're managing, which is so
With
amazing.
nothing on it.
Yeah,
There's nothing
absolutely
on it.
nothing. Oh, good. Josh, get your tits out or something on that channel. Let's do. We need to. Do
You'd get
something
more
on TikTok.
views, mate.
Yeah.
You're better off. Yeah.
They're bigger, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, they are.
They are. All right, say
Well
goodbye, Hannah.
rounded. Love you, bye.
Todge,
Bye all.
Josh.
Loving you. Adios, amigos. Goodbye.
I thought you were going to end like in an ankle snap.
Hang on.
Fuck's sake.
That's terrible.
No, I
Double.
can't get it.
That's an anticlimax.
And goodbye for me. Bye.